run your knuckle right here,
sticky table,
and I'll feel it like down here. Or you can like run your knuckle along here, and when you reach here, you can hit a screw, and I'll feel it down here. So like, I've been working out recently, and like,
oh, I can tell.
When I get a nice fucking pump going in the forearm, sometimes my fist locks up and I hit backwards. He's like, you want your strong hand out front so you can always jab, like 24/7 jabs.
But where
He's
his
like,
feet?
He's not a boxer. If you're doing that
where
with
is his feet though? If his feet's like.
No, but it's just like in your face, you know. If you have your hand here, and I'm fighting you, and this is my strong hand, instead of it being like normally this is my strong hand, and I have my hand here, it's like, this is everybody fights with their right hand, just their strong hand. So if you go southpaw, and you go like that,
then your left hand.
That was like
so
his fucking
he was southpaw.
So people would rotate into his strong hand, but he like switched his hand, so like this was his strong hand, so when he fought people, they would rotate.
I don't know if that is like the best strat though. Not a lot of people do that.
Well, I feel like
Bruce Lee does.
I feel like just like
fucking Bruce
being
Lee.
able to switch stance is like pretty effective, but like
I want to see Bruce Lee fight.
You have to be able to
like in real life.
Yeah, not
I've only seen him fight in the movies.
It'd be destruction.
I haven't even seen him fight in the movies, so
some of his
shame on me.
I've seen
some of his training is ridiculous, bro. It's fuck. Dude, you haven't seen Bruce Lee movies?
I know.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
It's right after Dragon Ball Z movies.
Enter the Dragon is my fucking, oh my god, dude. He kills like you thought Ip Man killed a lot of niggas? No. Did that Ip Man scene? Oh, fuck. Ip Man 2?
With the knives?
With the bag of rice? Nah, bro.
Oh, yeah,
rice. Dude, his homie.
I watched those recently. They're so fucking
his
good.
homie is like fucking like fighting in this like MMA thing after they get taken over by the Chinese fucking government. Or by the Japanese because he's Chinese, and they like do this like MMA or this kung fu fest to like test your skills, but it's very like
where they're like all in like prison kind of.
Yeah. And
they have to fight for a bag of rice,
and you get this bag of rice, you know. So it's like you're fighting for these other people's entertainment, and then he goes to take the rice after he wins his fight, and he goes to take the second fight, and he loses the second fight. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna take my rice from my first fight, back of the head, dude up on the thing. Blows this out.
But it wasn't the main dude who liked kung fu. Like it wasn't the Japanese guy who actually liked the sport. It was the general.
It was his general.
The fucking generals was the asshole.
He like stepped over him.
The actual other Japanese guy just liked fighting.
He's like, don't do that in my fucking dojo. Like I'll fucking kill you next time you do that. But the guy just like overstepped him. He was like, no, you can't take that rice, back of the head. And man standing at the fucking gates, like where all the fighters are to go in next, like. I want to fight Taylor! I want to fight Taylor!
It's like, give me. It's like, how many do you want to fight? 10. What?
Goes out there, just fucking massacres everyone. Like nobody has a solid fucking bone afterwards. It's all shattered.
Kicks the shit out of 10 black belts.
My favorite scene in that whole movie is like near the beginning where the fucking like the lone wanderers come into his house and they're like, yo, I'm challenging you to become the fucking best fighter. And then his wife is like, don't break the fucking plates. Don't break the fucking plates. And he's in his fucking house, and then like they all come and like congratulate him after his big W. Damn, that was a good scene.
Yeah, dude, his kid like comes through, so he's like fucking with the guy, and then he's like, "Mom says to finish up the fight," and then the other guy looks at him and he's like, "It's like you have a cocky son."
Wait, is that the beginning of the first one?
Yeah.
I
I've never seen the second one.
I've seen the third one.
No, I've seen none of them.
Go watch the first one. It's actually really good.
The first 10 minutes of the third one is Mike Tyson in it.
Does it really?
Yeah,
Mike Tyson?
legit, like Mike fucking tattooed up, like angry Mike, like not stoner Mike. It's awesome.
Stoner Mike.
I'm gonna fuck you till you love me.
Welcome back to the podcast.
That's terrifying.
That is the most alpha thing you could ever say to someone.
I don't know if I could
fuck you till you love me.
Faggot. Dude, also, like, Mike saying that to you.
Yeah.
That's like, fuck, man. You've been transported into, like, a room with just you and Mike when he says that. You're just like, oh.
Like, just think about it. He's a straight man who will fuck you so good he will turn gay for him. And he still will
and he looks you in the eyes.
against you for
That's what he would do. He would just he would look the opponent directly in the eyes, and he's like, whoever loses eye contact first loses the fight. And I never lose eye contact. He goes, I've always stand there until I see them, and I see the eyes. And then he was like, if they look away, I won. And then every time you fucking just they'd be like this. They wouldn't look at him. It's like, you know when dogs don't look at you in the eye? That means you're alpha.
Man.
He was the alpha in the cage the whole time until he got
Welcome back to the podcast. We're live.
4.
Episode 14. People about to raid Area 51.
Oh, Lord. What day is it?
Give context.
I've not seen. So my girlfriend actually spoke to me about how there was like some meme planning going into this, where there was like they had like sections.
Yeah,
There's like group 1 was like Naruto runners.
You got the Karens.
Group 2 was like Karens.
David was talking
and
about
then they had
Karens.
Kyles.
The
who were just
Kyles.
like drinking Monster, whatever.
No, Kyle's doing
Punching
that.
drywall.
Kyle's doing
The
that.
dude who created that diagram, created that meme, actually got in trouble for it.
Really?
Yeah. No, like he actually had to get his account like suspended or something.
on
And he got,
Instagram or
like,
something?
and he got
fucking
really?
no.
Well, I mean, like.
But there's probably
This
worse
one's
repercussions. for
Yeah.
that.
Mantis, if you're 17 and your Instagram account gets suspended.
Yeah, it's like
That's
Don't
the-
fucking
the end of
sympathize
life,
with
bro.
Instagrammers
I'm
after
just-
what we talked about
Dude,
last fucking night.
I'm taking the side of the general public right now. If you lose your Instagram account and you're 15 and you're like, oh, I don't want to take out the trash today, Mom, that's your fucking life, is your Instagram. So that was devastating for him. But no, apparently fucking.
You get in any more trouble or what?
No, like apparently
Just
got
that?
contacted by
That's
like
huge,
his police
Michael.
force then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were like, you
Like-
have to take this shit down and shit like that. And then he was like, okay, but because it was already on the internet, right? It's been like reposted a million fucking times. So many people have that photo. So what are
Well.
you gonna do? But it'd be pretty weird to like just be fucking making jokes about raiding Area 51, right? And
I
then
hope
gets
it actually
blown up
happens.
And it
The
gets so
government
much,
fucking.
and it gets so much
contacts
media
you.
attention that your local police force is like, hey, what the fuck are you doing on there? And you're like 16 making memes like fucking.
What else does
What?
the CIA have to fucking look after internally?
Well, me and
The
Jack.
school shooters in the States are fucking.
Louis C.K. fucking
Louis
jerking
CK,
off to
yeah.
strangers.
Jerking
Another
off.
shit.
Yeah, in front of strangers.
On the phone.
Rest in
too.
peace.
You like to do it on the phone.
Rest in peace.
I don't know how
Well,
he can.
there's a whole service. You know,
Yeah.
like, it was fun.
No, but he wasn't
definitely
even on
knew-
phone sex, he was with people.
it was in his house, like
Yeah.
according to Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, it's.
Dave Chappelle crazy though.
Dave Chappelle's a
He
baby.
didn't do so good.
Dude, I just, I really
It
think
wasn't
like,
that good.
his brain power from his joke telling went from his brain and into his biceps. Like, he got bigger and he got less
Yeah,
funny.
he's huge.
Yeah, I
he's
think
huge,
that like when you become a celebrity, you sometimes like if you get too sick of like the younger generation, you just become the fucking celebrity and you're no longer you anymore. Like you no longer know what it's like.
I thought it was good.
It's
It got-
good. It's good.
it
But
got-
it's like you
there's some-
don't have any rapport with him anymore. You know what I mean? As a viewer, you're like,
I feel like he's
Ah.
just roasting everyone though, but he's like one of the few comedians who can actually get away with it. Him, Dave Chappelle, and Bill Burr, like they're allowed to say whatever the fuck they want. There's a lot of power with that, man. He's allowed to literally say whatever the fuck he wants, and people will just agree with him. He's Dave Chappelle. He has that name.
You can dodge the laser
But
beam.
we also
Exactly.
we also only see
yeah, but
the
that's
good
what I'm
side
saying
of
is that I don't think that he got people on his side.
No,
No, I
No,
think he was ineffective. Everybody
Netflix,
didn't.
Netflix really
everybody
liked it,
was
but
like,
do you
"Nah."
see that they let like a lot of people review it, and on Rotten Tomatoes it was like 0%.
Yeah, I get 0% on
And
Rotten
then
Tomatoes.
everyone else was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like,
Netflix
all
is
the
rating
critics.
it high because Netflix is losing business.
No, but not even Netflix.
Get
I'm just
to the
saying like
bottom of it.
individual
That's like the biggest
customer
special
reviews.
in a while.
Yeah, I guess so. But that's the thing. Like,
Shouts to Bill Burr. It came out like 2 weeks ago.
Did it really?
Yeah, Dave Chappelle's way bigger than Bill Burr.
No, I know. It's just like fucking low key dissing. Bill Burr, you want to step it up, go toe to toe.
Oh no, I'm gonna say
Please
something.
don't contact me.
I'm gonna-
very scared.
I'm gonna say something controversial here. I liked Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones better than Bill Burr's Paper Tiger.
I haven't seen Bill Burr's, but Bill
I
Burr
know,
is
Shane, you're
just
not gonna
suffers
agree with
from
that
ugly
at
man
all.
syndrome.
My philanthropology fucking roots are really coming out.
It's just that Bill Burr he reused like a few things from his last special, which kind of annoyed me.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah,
the
really?
whole, like the whole fucking
first lady thing.
yeah, the whole first lady. Like, oh, it's gonna be the first male first lady. Yeah, that was already all. That was he did a really really good bit about that in his last special.
He's got to have no
Basically.
material because he podcasts.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
like
true.
That's true.
talk about our podcast, for example. Like, we just fucking run whatever we've talked about all week on here, and then you go into the next week and you're like, shit,
Yeah.
I need new material, right? Like, that's the thing about comedians is that, and this is like Jerry Seinfeld's secret, was that he just had a calendar in his fucking house to make, because he had a yearly special, and no, everybody's like, how is he like
coming up with new shit.
coming up with new shit so much? And he had to, his basically his thing was he wrote one joke a day.
Yeah, every day. Yeah.
365 days, he didn't break the chain. That was his thing.
Oh,
So then he put an X on his calendar every day and it made a chain. And So he had to come up with a joke every single fucking day of the year. It's like that's the only way to get material as a comedian.
But comedians themselves, their whole premise is it's like basically like a play, right? They are repeating their jokes anyways because they can't constantly, like if they have a special, that special gets played in many cities, right? Like he does a tour, right?
Yeah.
It's just like a play.
There are groups that go to see that.
Exactly.
They don't
the
go
group
to
comes
see
in, the group
Kim
comes out.
Jong or Ken Jong, whatever.
Exactly.
They go to see that one stand-up that he performed.
So it's definitely a hard job to perfect, right?
Oh yeah.
And coming out with new material is definitely a little bit harder.
I feel like also because of like the super popular podcast that Joe Rogan has and how it's kind of like trickled into more comedians because it's got like a really big comedic following out with all the celebrities and whatnot. It's hard for people to focus on what they focused on before, which was like you got to create you got to create a show if you want to be a comedian, right? You can't just go and do stand-up.
You can't do stand-up anymore.
YouTube videos, but now it's like you can be Aries Spears or whatever and just have like little shows that people are recording that you then post on YouTube to create your following. So you don't need to do these big shows. So you don't need to have a consistent, like, I'm performed here every week for a month.
But that's the thing, is that, like, the best comedians are the ones that are the fucking most comfortable doing it that often. So if you look at Louis C.K. when he's younger, he's garbage. You go to the local comedy club and it's like, whoever is the most comfortable being themselves on stage and being, like, as gross as necessary is the best comedian that night. Because, like, somebody who's got tension with the crowd, tension with themselves, you know, and can't get over it to, you know, break the tension.
And actually perform.
You kind of just have to go drunk.
That person, yeah, exactly.
Like, you just have to be fearless.
But that's the thing, is the best comedians are the ones that can be the most confident with themselves on stage. So, like...
Have you
now
seen...
it's way easier for these people, as you're saying, but they'd be garbage if they went onto a fucking massive stage with the lights and that many people live. It's easy to do that in front of your goddamn mic. You know what I mean?
Like there's
that's a different thing. It's like everybody is pretty much the same, but what medium are you putting it through? You know what I mean? That's what's taken a lot of, you know, stand-ups out of the biz, is like, you know,
I feel like a lot
YouTube,
of the people who just do it to make people laugh are having a good time though. Like, cause I feel like if you're not in it for the money, like, dude, like local stand-up people.
Oh yeah.
Like they don't even have like specials or anything. Like, and they're working their ass off, but they're just like trying to make people laugh. And I feel like that's what it's about, you know.
A couple of shout-outs here, fucking Trevor Wallace.
Oh yeah, he's fucking hilarious.
Creates funny YouTube videos and then started this little podcast and then now actually goes and does comedy shows because he has a little bit of a, you know, like I guess like a confidence boost from his videos. So now he's actually going and doing shows, and it's like a thing for him to do now. So I feel like that's almost like it kind of ruins like comedic culture. Like you're not going to stand-ups all the time, and you're not fucking going to like what is that, like comedy club and shit like that. Like there's not a lot of like places like that. But because the platform exists like YouTube and Instagram, you can just get yourself out there super easily. Like it's not as niche of a group. You don't have to be, you know, like Steve-O went to fucking clown school.
Yeah.
It's like it's not that hard anymore. So I feel like because it's not as hard, the quality has dropped.
Yeah.
exactly. But the quality is what I'm saying is like it's also made for a lower quality audience. You know what I mean?
Dumb down.
Yeah, because like look at the shit they're watching. It's like, yeah, they got a lower standard, and then they are becoming the people too. It's like your audience becomes the star as well. You know what I mean? Those choice few
who like want to be famous as well.
Represent.
You know, I think
shout out to Mantis.
it's all about the aura, dude. It's all about the aura that the comedian brings, though. Like, I personally don't find Bill Burr super funny at times. That's just my subjective opinion.
He's got ugly person syndrome, where it's like he takes advantage of his spiteful nature to be funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
which is awesome.
He's
You
like
need
a
to
little
tell people
elf.
to be ugly and successful.
A little
like an angry Irishman.
Yeah. I don't know. I just found like
No, he gets old
the
for
aura,
sure.
though.
But like, if you're into him, you're into him.
Okay,
He's a smart guy at the same time. Because like, I think his podcast, he does talk about a bunch of shit. Like, he's not.
No, he's very observant.
Yeah.
Generally, there's like two kinds of comics too. There's like the comedian, and then there's like the personality. You know, Bill Burr, Norm Macdonald, those are comedians, and then you have the personality, which is like the poem guy.
Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham. So there's There's like almost like a
do you like Bo Burnham? I actually quite like him. He's not doing comedy anymore. He's like directing movies and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
In bursts. You know?
In bursts, but you can't have him in like a
2-minute
session.
clips.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch this.
I watched this whole special. It's actually it's pretty interesting. Like it's super different, which that's what I really like, because usually stand up is just like
same. Yeah.
you're talking about your day to day, you're observing. Yeah, you listen to a dude talk, and then it's about the personality, right? But like with Bo Burnham, he's bringing music into it, and then he's writing
some like parody
poem,
improv,
kind of
exactly
like Reggie Watts.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
like
different.
Reggie
It's
Watts.
different.
You know,
Reggie Watts just doesn't make sense
more
the
of a
whole time.
personality.
Is that the guy who died of a drug overdose?
No.
Who's the guy who wore the sunglasses? And he
Quavo?
No, not Quavo. No, the guy who wears sunglasses, and he would never look directly at the camera, and then he would tell jokes that like had one punchline. And
Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah. And then he died of an OD or something like that.
Yeah, some kind of heart problem.
Well, he would only go on stage if he was just shit faced on so many just different combinations of pills and drugs.
Xanax was the big one.
Yeah. But he was really funny, and he was super different, because he wouldn't be like, oh, you ever walk into a club and you just everything's too dark? He would just be like, say some random shit, and you're like, and then he'd be like staring at the camera or something, because he can't even stare at the camera. He's sunglasses. Like, it was just crazy.
It's just also like rapid fire, like back to back. It's just one-liners. Like that was his thing. He would just go online or go on stage and spit 50 one-liners.
That's what.
And that was his show. That was his 20-minute show.
That's what Jimmy Carr does too.
It does.
It's like just straight.
But you guys have to go back to the
like straight one line.
One of the best comedians of all time is fucking George Carlin.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he was like he didn't
spit-
even do comedy. He just did commentary.
Yeah, it was
spit
literally.
He was
Absolute
literally
facts.
like, and so many comedians aspire to be him. That's why Dave Chappelle did his show the way he did.
Yeah,
That's why he does it the way he does it. You know, he's funny because of his voices and how he looks and stuff, and how like zany.
I think the best thing about
and
Dave
imitating
Chappelle,
white people, but he is definitely in the line of like these comedians that want to be George Carlin and commentate.
You can tell that Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr were very inspired by George
Well,
Carlin. For sure.
the
George
thing he
Carlin
does.
did it right, where it's like he's bringing something you didn't think about to the table.
George
to
Carlin.
tell you.
Yeah, you always
You know what I
makes-
mean?
No matter any like comedy special, not even special, like any like bit that he does, you'll always like come out of it like learning
Yeah.
something
Or seeing something a different
or
way.
at least have something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
At least have something to think.
And
about.
he's basically just like that guy that is so fucking critical that like it's not really funny. Like he's out there insulting everybody.
Yeah, but you can't refute.
But you
his
can't
points.
refute it because you respect him for his intelligence.
And what he's saying makes sense.
yeah,
Like,
it does.
He doesn't just say like dumb shit for jokes. He like kind of pokes fun at fucking like how we are.
Well, it was super relevant, dude. You know when that whole abortion law thing for Alabama was coming up? Like the YouTube algorithms like caught wind of that or something, whatever. And people kept watching the George Carlin video about his take on abortion.
Yeah.
And it was like a rewatch video from like 2007, and it got a shit ton of views again. And then it was like just George Carlin as he does. He goes super raspy voice. He's like, "Fuck that!" And everyone goes, "Yeah!" And he goes, "Fuck abortion! Think about it this way. Fuck God." And he's just saying like, "Fuck this, fuck that," but everyone's like, "Yeah, he's making sense." Like, and it's super relevant to today.
Like every time George Carlin talks about religion, it's amazing. It's so fucking
because
funny.
he can kind of like say things from the point of view of somebody else, and you know that's not his point of view, and he's making a joke because you understand, or you have some grasp of how intelligent he actually is. So that's why he can do the voices and the things like Dave Chappelle. He can kind of poke fun at the characters in his own stories because the audience realizes that's not the person. When you go to like do like a show like Bo Burnham does, it's really hard to separate that. You can't be like, oh, like, because the whole thing is him being
It's an act.
zany character.
It's an act up on this.
And that's why you have no good comedians coming out right now, because you need one to come out and talk like that about the new generation stuff. But like nobody from this generation knows how to talk about
We ain't
social
got no,
media
we ain't
and
got no
technology.
police officers.
It's
man.
not. It's not that we don't know how to
But
talk
we
about it.
need
We think,
one,
we
you
think
know
about
what I
it
mean?
consciously every day. It's not that we don't know how to talk about it. It's that no one has the balls because no one has like that financial support to lay back and just chill, right?
Yeah.
No one has the balls to say it because there's so much repercussion of saying something.
I
Like,
just can't
dude,
articulate
imagine like,
myself.
what's that?
I just can't articulate myself.
Think about it. If you go up on stage and you're like, you want to talk about, I don't know, like LGBTQ riots or some shit, or like cisgender males or whatever. You want to talk about like the opposite of social gender. Like you just want to like not go for it. You want to like fault it, or you want to say this is wrong or this is wrong. You can't say that anymore because we're too scared. Like there's so much fucking backlash now that you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Like you can get fucking killed. You can get stoned to death.
If you live on like from like a completely, it's because we're living in a broken system. You know what I mean? It's
a broken system. Yes.
And the people that have all the advantages, I feel like there's a huge gap economically. Like the wealth divide. It's like we're all working class now. Nobody's got any money, and it's like you got easy access to.
I love easy access
to pleasure. This is what me and Shane were talking about yesterday. So it's like if people have easy access to pleasure, nobody develops themselves to be something more. It's like,
are you talking about porn?
I'm talking. Yeah, dude. Actually, yeah.
That's a big
everybody
topic.
has porn readily accessible. So
isn't that kind of fucking weird?
Way less.
Yeah, like back in the 70s, you needed like a fucking big old magazine, fucking center.
Playboy magazine. You probably do it like once a month. Just be like, dude, the fucking Playboy magazine's in the basement downstairs.
Use the fucking Sears.
Now it's on your fucking phone.
The fucking
finding the thickest
lingerie section of the fucking Sears catalog.
Yeah, dude. It's like
kids these days
instant gratification.
Inertia from instant gratification.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like nobody.
I find that way all the time. Like I always question. I watched the movie Don John with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
That's a good movie.
He's addicted to porn. He's addicted to watching porn, and like what's
they
fucking
meet
so
Scarlett
common.
Johansson.
yeah, Scarlett Johansson. She's hot as fuck, man.
And
I love Scarlett Johansson.
Busts in his pants.
Yeah, because and then like it's so true though. Like after I watched that movie, I was like, damn, I'm gonna stop watching porn and shit. I'm gonna stop.
Me too.
Yeah, and then you know how long that lasted? Like fucking 2 weeks, man. Like it's hard. It's hard addiction.
Damn right.
Porn's really fucking hard for
Real
us.
hard.
Because we don't have the fucking the whole scenario of like, you know, sneaking out, hyping yourself up to buy the fucking nudie mag, just like you know, being like trying to eliminate the shame, just like I'm gonna fucking go in there, I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna get the fuck out.
Buying condoms.
Why do I feel like this? You know,
But if you had to
there's
leave your
none
house,
of that because it's just like
I actually want to talk about that.
Boo, right there, instance.
You go
Star Wars.
on Amazon, you have a flashlight delivered to your door in like 7 hours.
Within a snap.
So
Amazon Prime especially.
And you need to have those feelings of shame or whatever.
It's like
you need to have those.
It's like, you know when you
feelings.
get a boot when you're younger? You're getting a boot from someone, you're like, yo, I need a fucking Corona or something. Like, just give me 6-pack. Blah, blah, blah. He charges you extra, and you're like, fuck, man, I'm getting ripped off. I'm gonna fuck this shit. I'm buying weed for like, I'm buying gram for like $100. What the fuck is going on? And you know you're getting scammed, but as soon as you get it, you're just like, oh yeah! So you're like,
I forgot all about that.
I'm a man today. I'm a man. You feel good. But I went to fucking Spain. And here's the weird thing. I was like 17 when I was going to Spain. They have fucking, like, liquor. You can go into any corner store and get a 6-pack for like 10 cents.
Oh yeah.
10 cents.
At like 7-Elevens.
Any fucking kid can walk in and just be like, yo, I'm just gonna go buy a pack of fucking Belmonts or whatever. And they'll give it to you. And then all that buildup is gone.
Yeah.
It's the instant gratification. All that buildup is just like, it's not fun anymore. There's no thrill to the chase anymore.
So this is what I'm thinking about recently. Do you feel like it's like because it's easier for us to do these things, the gratification is less, so it seems like more of a mundane activity, or is it just because like we are used to this is the way things are and this is the way things have been for so long and things are going to be changing soon that it's just, you know, instead of thinking like, oh, this is so mundane, right? I can't be excited for this. There's no way I can be excited to like, how can I be excited about this, you know? My parents did this, my grandparents did this. When are things gonna fucking change, you know?
I think it's the first one.
It's both, man.
I think I'm more on the first
both
one.
It's
fucking work.
It's a column.
You know, because like,
The more you're exposed to something, the less you really give a shit about it. It's like back in like the 70s, you know, there used to be tragedy. Like something bad happened, the whole world would stop. They'd be talked about. But now, like, you know, school shootings happen every fucking week.
It's common.
Terrorism happens all the time.
The worst thing is
How
it
can you
gets
give a
forgotten
shit about
about.
all this,
It
right?
gets forgotten about because
Exactly.
everything happens so quickly. The
And
media
you know
talks about it for a
instantly,
month
too.
and then it goes away.
Especially
It's a
with
moral
fucking,
panic.
like,
a trial of privilege,
Mm.
but also just like it's inertia. You know what I mean? We don't know how to move. Like my cousins surprised me so much growing up because they played video games. They're from the 80s, not the 90s, and like they had
80s
all
kids.
the fucking like Dreamcast and all that shit. Like I'd go to their house and they would have all of those like all those video games, and now they're in their 30s and they have PS4s and shit, and it doesn't stop. One of them works at a video game company across the fucking parking lot from me, and it's like there was never a transition into adulthood. You know what I mean? Like they still play video games all the time and spend all their money on it. You know what I mean? It's like there was no need for us to grow up.
Because there's no fucking war. No one goes to war and comes back a man. Everyone just fucking stays in war.
I don't want to go to war, man.
I'm not saying I want to go to war. I'm not saying I want to go to war, but I'm just saying there's a lot more boys.
Don't say those things, man. Don't say those things.
I go to fucking war. I don't want to go to
boys. Listen, I'm not fucking getting a conscription letter in the fucking mail telling me I have to go to fucking North Korea.
Alright, chill. There's no conscription in Canada.
Yeah, you don't know that. You don't know that. Fucking World War III happens.
Get those papers off my table.
We're gonna be working at fucking Browns. Next thing you know, some guy's gonna come up. Boys, go to war. Get out of black and go into green.
Do you want your family to be successful for not only your generation but future? Sign here, please.
I don't think a war can ever happen anymore because there's too many fucking characters.
Dude, no.
No.
Some guy runs out of water and he owns 7 RPGs.
No.
He's creating a guerrilla squad.
Listen.
Dude, desperation.
You thought Vietnam protests were bad because they're like, no, we want peace and love. Nowadays, we're so fucking lazy, and we're just like, we're like, no, I have to go to work on Monday. I'm not fighting this war.
Well,
like, people are just gonna be like, on Instagram, oh, yo, fuck. Caption's like, I can't go to war, man. Well, I gotta stay grinding.
There's actually, like, no need for war anymore, because everyone got fucking nukes.
From our perspective.
Everyone's got nukes.
There are wars.
There's still wars.
Dude, there's definitely some gun
wars.
fucking manufacturers out there that are like, we need some more.
I'm not saying that.
AK-47s are still being built.
It's like...
There's definitely wars going on right now.
No, that's not
we're talking
You're
about
saying that it can all be ended like
what
that.
I'm saying is there's no need for it.
Because everyone's
at all.
pointing
Because it's just like, because of all the companies that are involved in it, they obviously want to keep it going to make some fucking money. But realistically, everyone's got fucking nukes. If they really want to use them, which they're probably not, but they'll be like, hey, give us this or we'll fucking bomb you.
Well, it's a fallacy because
if it comes down to
it's a what's it called?
Like troops.
What's that
obsolete.
Word?
Logical fallacy.
Dude,
I don't know logical fallacy.
Yeah, man argument.
There was actually a bunch of
like along those lines. It's basically like no one's gonna kill each other because if they kill each other, everyone's gonna die. So they want to stay alive.
Exactly. Like we don't. Like there's no need for human soldiers anymore.
It's a paradox. It's a fucking paradox, man.
I mean, there's no need for human soldiers until fucking Skynet takes over. And then you're fucked because everyone trusts AI. Not me. Not this guy. Not Phil.
Oh, did you see Elon Musk talking to the richest dude in China?
No, but I see that fucking thumbnail and shit. And I'm just like, bro. Like,
I finally clicked it.
It's
it was
a
fucking
second.
hilarious.
It's their second. Like they're speaking English for you. They're not gonna sound as intelligent.
No, he was just making some dumbass. Like, yeah, to be fair, he was translating.
Was he like the chick from Richmond?
Which one? Oh,
that was like
no.
Go back to China.
No, he was just talking about fucking like he's like
rap in Vancouver.
Elon Musk, I don't think AI is smart. And Elon's like, I disagree. Why do you not think that? He's like, human preservation. He just kept saying human preservation.
Dude, I totally agree with that.
And I agree. He made his point with just that.
He was saying, like, you can't be like a. I know, and it sounds like I agree too. Humans are smart, but he's talking about like mental smartness,
creating a synthetic brain like that can go wrong so deep.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's saying, like humans will always be smarter than AI because we're always one step ahead of them because we made
always.
Them. But
because I can upload my brain into the internet.
It's been so much. Like there's already a consciousness already made.
And that's what we're fucking talking about. I feel like we talk about this fucking generational thing every podcast. Is that the internet is the new consciousness? It's what everybody thinks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's replacing individuality with a group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is the most depressing reality there is. Ergo, and I feel like humans are incredible, and we have incredible responsibility, and all that shit. It's like you can't just say we don't have power. We have all the power. You can't just say you're a person, but you're just this person. It's like no. Look at the ants outside your fucking window, and tell me you feel sorry for yourself. No, you have a great power as the dominant creature on this fucking planet. You know what I mean?
Next to dolphins.
But
can't discount dolphins.
But our individuality is not valued anymore because there's too many of us. Dude, I go home from my stupid job right now, and I'm in traffic, and I look into other cars, And I don't want to look into other cars, you know what I mean? But I do, and I look at a guy who's like trying to bust into the same lane I'm trying to bust into, and it's just so slow. And it's like, how can either of us have respect for ourselves in this stupid fucking
that's why you take the bus.
conundrum
That's why you take the bus.
situation?
Dude, I've been busing to school now.
It's one nuclear war, and then the highways will be free forever.
Yeah, we need to thin out our numbers with a war.
Okay.
I'm making a bunker. Fuck that.
Listen,
Doing some Cloverfield shit. I'm doing some John Goodman shit.
Just gonna go fucking to my aunt's house, drink a few pints, wait for the soul to blow up.
I don't know. It's not even like
It's all gonna blow over. It's Shaun of the Dead.
Fucking is fucked. But there's so many like not very habited areas. Like LA, has more people than all of Canada.
Yeah.
California,
And Germany.
California
And
has
most
more people than all of Canada.
Yeah, but the world is very vast. Like we could
Just
fit
LA,
everyone in the
just-
world in fucking Vancouver.
Yeah.
Like, and then there would be so much real estate. Not even. Vancouver's pretty vast. That's a lot of square feet footage. A lot of
We could
perimeter.
fit everybody in the world inside of Connecticut.
Yeah.
I saw that video.
Yeah, we could easily do that. But I mean, that's never going to happen, right? Because people are territorial. But I'm just saying, we're not running out of real estate. What we're running out, let's talk about this. We're running out of we're running out of our resources. We're running out of our earth. We're running it dry. Man, I'm telling you right now, cars aren't going to exist soon. We're not going to be able to eat fucking red meat anymore. Fucking...
Like
beyond the meat.
They just won't be sick. They'll be
It'll be a lot more expensive, though.
It won't be in our lifetime either. I mean, hopefully.
I mean, I think it will in the next fucking 50 years. You never know. I hope I'll live 50.
Exactly. So going back to
70, sorry. I can add.
You know, people back in the day had prophets, you know what I mean? Jesus walked the earth and people listened to him. It's like, you won't believe
I was
a person.
there. It wasn't even there. It was
If
Jesus.
somebody but so did Lao Tzu, so did all these prophets, you know what I mean? Every culture has one, and they all fucking say there's none left. Kurdistan, I tried to talk about this with her because I was trying to say, this is lame. Like, some people, we can't even recognize the divine aspect of our life anymore. You can't even recognize it. You can't even be it if you don't believe it. There are very intelligent people that could inspire others, but all these religions say, for example, Kurdistan couldn't even talk about this with me because she fucking...
Is she religious?
Yeah, she's Islamic. And their religion says there will be no more prophets after Muhammad. And so she didn't want to even talk about this with me, and I was like, that's fucking... maybe your religion is fucking right. You know what I mean? And that's the problem, is that if we don't fucking realize that there's gotta be a prophet, if we don't realize that maybe one of us is a fucking messiah, you know what I mean? Like, if you're never even gonna acknowledge our responsibility as people, then yeah, we have to follow the cycle, and yeah, all these things we're saying are bad are good because there's no fucking hope for humanity. You know what I mean?
I think that's a far. Like, the
Maybe
Messiah...
we're just too much.
And so I think I can agree with you here.
And to this whole thing that it's like you look at David
From work?
Yeah.
David's the Messiah?
No, but he is like the most... He's the most, like, self-deprecating person. He represents... He deprecates himself all the time. We do, too. And that's the thing, is that our generation is not some... We don't look up to our generation. We don't look up to ourselves. So, like, that's the problem.
You saying
You know what I
we
mean?
should find the God
There's a
within
lack of
ourselves?
No, but if we all are thinking this, maybe we're fucking right.
The
and
Messiah is
very
literally...
sad.
No, the Messiah is literally different for everyone, though.
I have to disagree. There's no fucking way. You say one of us has to think, you know, like, we all stop thinking like, oh, one of us has to be the Messiah, one of this. I feel like it's just like a fucking
Area thing.
no. It's like an age thing, you know. You're just like, fuck, like, I need to find...
Sorry, I'm moving this table up.
I need to find some kind of Messiah, right, whatever, to lead me, but it's like, you just need to find... You need to be the Messiah for yourself. You need to lead yourself, and when you lead yourself, then that shows others, you know, what they can do, but because you're thinking, I need to find the Messiah, there's no way you're going to find... If you're thinking, I need to find somebody else, or I need to follow somebody else, as an example, there's no way you are going to achieve...
If you look
want to
into
achieve.
yourself that deeply, you will hear someone deeper. You know what I'm saying? You
But that's
will
just
see
you.
the more respectable thing in somebody
Well,
else.
you're the product
If
of other
you
people, though.
understand yourself-
You're the product of other people, so you can't say you're gonna find the God in yourself, which you can.
You are, but you're still
eventually,
you, man.
Yeah, you're still you to an extent, but if you grew up with no one, if you were the one person on Earth, you wouldn't be anyone else but you. We're other people. We're all of us are a mix of us together right now. You know what I mean? Like we're.
Oh yeah, me by myself for 30 days is a different person than me right now.
Right, because we're all bouncing ideas off each other. We're all the same person. To an extent, we're all the same.
We're all we're all in the same
spectrum, right?
Brain wave.
It's like okay, if you're hanging out, if you're hanging out with your family, right? You're a totally different Shane than when you're prepping at fucking work.
Oh, but I mean, like,
you know
I act differently.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I'm the same.
You're the same in spirit, but like your actions are different, and what you might think of as your Messiah, as your. Am I finding God within myself, or am I finding God within Chris Holgate fucking Yellow Ice Insanity? Like, you know what I mean?
You need to find God within yourself, though. I think it's just like that whole, like, the search is the key. For you to just direct your search to other
keep going,
places,
to better yourself over and over.
If you're just like looking in other places for direction, you'll never find it because you're looking for direction. You know what I mean? Like, you can't find something if you're looking for it. Period. You know? I don't know. If it's within yourself and it's not like a fucking treasure map or some shit, and you're like, hey, like, you can kind of feel like you're not in the right spot or whatever. A certain way of thinking isn't going to change that, you know? You have to put yourself in a situation and then have those realizations. You're not just going to be like, oh, like, somebody that had this experience, you know, kind of did this, and so if I do this, I'm going to have the same reaction, and I'm going to take the same things away from it. It's like, no, it's not. It's completely different for yourself, so in order for you to, like, have that uniqueness, you can't just follow the same path that somebody told you to do.
Yeah.
You have to do it for yourself, otherwise you're just going to grow up as fucking, you know, like, The Rock 2.0 or some shit, you know? Like,
I find direction mainly right now.
One Direction?
Oh, not One Direction. You know, you were saying about age, right? It follows the pattern of age. Like when I was younger, I found direction within my parents, right? Right now, the biggest thing I'm finding direction is within my peers, right? The people who I'm like trying to find out what I want to do in my life, career-wise, travel-wise, like where I want to go, house living-wise, it's all my peers, right? Because you're innately born to measure yourself against other people, right? And same with other people, right? So it becomes that race, right? Almost it's like that human instinct to be the best, right? So like you find that direction within your peers and you evaluate, oh, what are these guys doing? Oh, what are these guys doing? You always want to be the best via your peers. And I guess as you get older, your age becomes different. You start to regard less about your peers and maybe a little more about yourself or your family, right? It follows that cycle. I feel like at the very end, it would just be about you. Because I remember I was watching this video and this guy's like, yeah, I really stopped caring about what my colleagues were doing, like if they were making more money than me. I was more focused on building my house, right? Like making a garden or something like that. But right now, as of now, my direction is solely based on the peers around me. They're my influence. But that's just the situation I'm in right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to...
It depends where you are, because age is definitely a factor. We all grow up as a singular entity. Like, think back to your childhood, and if you didn't have, like, huge family problems that make you have to, like, try to, like, get your dad out of a situation to stop smoking and fucking fix that shit, and you are a singular entity as a child, you know what I mean? And that's being a teenager, is realizing that, like, you gotta
grow up
and think about others, you know what I mean? And then
alright, Jamie, shut the fuck up. Sorry, that was my phone.
But
Jamie's calling me.
But at the same time, it stops real quick when you have to think about everybody, and the burden of a society is on you, and you think there's nothing to you anymore. So, yes, it's all based on your peers, but now you have this collective consciousness that is like, you can live in it, and you have...
Society.
And you have...
That's what collective consciousness is.
No frame of reference for yourself that is healthy anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's all based on what the fucking society leads to.
There's no self-expression that, like, does lead to you actually... like, unless you separate yourself, you know what I mean?
That's why there were so many fucking artistic breakthroughs in all forms during the Renaissance, man, because there was
individuality.
You had to prove yourself as an individual person, just like even across like the land, you know, like from different empires, you know, you had to be better than the other empires. So you were like striving for yourself to be better as a collective.
Dude,
instead of striving
it's
for yourself
hard
to make the collective
Our
better, you know
generation
what I mean?
has it tough though, man. There's so little to be creative. Like you can get creative, but it's so like you have to dig deep, man, and
Dude,
it's hard work.
The schooling system is such a fucking funnel, man.
Everything that exactly.
such a funnel.
Everything you've done has been done before.
We could have these like fucking autistic Rain Man kids.
Way
better.
better.
Yeah,
And we
exactly.
just can't fucking at all acknowledge them, right? Because of the situation that we're brought up in. We're slowly incorporating people, and we were like putting them in public classes, and then we had them in their own class and shit. You know, it's like
We're taught these ideals all over our life, and then we have to practice them, and then we have to become like that funnel continues even through university.
Yeah.
It's that idea of university's implanted when you're young. Like, do this, be a good boy,
12.
grade 12.
And
Apply for
university is just
Go in.
becoming a goddamn laundry list.
Yeah,
You look at the
exactly,
syllabus, and you're like, this is my laundry list for this class.
Yep, literally.
And how do they grade you? It's like, boom, look at that number you got as a student number.
Yeah.
And and then they give you that form at the end to evaluate the process.
It's like how much actual personal growth happens within yourself when you're just kind of like led to believe that you need to do these things, you know.
Well,
Like I feel like there's a lot less fucking like
it's really
Julius
interesting
Caesars out there and shit.
because the creative process. I'm in this education class right now, and this totally goes against what I'm saying. But this education class is actually like one of the most interesting classes I've taken for sure. The prof's really cool. For instance, he's actually like a pretty down to earth guy, and he was the first day. He was like, "I want you guys to think about how many hours you've spent doing something." And everyone's like, "Okay, yeah, blah blah blah. How many hours do you think you've been sleeping, right?" And then one mathematician in the class like, "Oh, 1/3 of my life." Yeah. Everyone's laughing. He's like, "Yeah, interesting. That's like 10,000 hours, however many hours, like 100,000 hours." And he's like, "That means you must be pretty good at sleeping, right?" And then he was telling us, he's like, "Oh, so how many of you guys think you're good at math?" And no one puts their hand up. Everyone's like, "Yeah, I'm okay at math." Some Asian dudes are like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I'm good at math." And then he's like, "Well, if you think about it, K to 12, you've had math class every single one of those years. You've done, on average, like, it was something like 4,000 hours of math. Everyone." So he's saying, you should be a pro. You should be an expert at math. You should be good at math because 4,000 hours is a really long time to master something, right?
Oh yeah, you put 4,000 hours into something, you better be.
Fucking good at it. And everyone was embarrassed about it. And he was really opening my eye. He's like, so think about it. If you want to be creative at something, if you want to strive for something great, think about those 4,000 hours of math, and instead of sucking at it, take those 4,000 hours and count each hour, and make sure that you do it right, right? Like he and it was really eye opening to me because he was like, yeah, K to 12, 18,000 hours, 18,000 fucking hours of K to 12. Like that's a lot. That's a lot of time.
12,000 hours.
It's a lot of fucking time, man.
That's a lot of time that I mastered not paying attention to math.
Exactly, but that's what I mean.
200 hours into fucking.
That time, if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, that part of your life is so minimal. So if you put that little bit of minimal time into something that you actually find important, something you find worth doing, think about, you be a fucking pro. You be a fucking pro.
Especially because there's this huge thing behind, like, if you're being taught something, you don't learn it as well, even if you want to learn that, because someone's teaching you it.
Yeah, for sure.
Going through the experience yourself and being like, oh, I want to do this, and then doing it yourself, you're going to find every little fucking nuance in what you're doing and be the fucking best at it. But if someone's telling you to do it and you're kind of just being like, oh, this is something I'm interested in, you're learning it, you're not going to be the fucking pro. You're not going to be the fucking Terry Fox.
Exactly, man. I think our school system's like super outdated though, because we're prioritizing. Like, okay, tell me right now, all of you, top 5, not in your opinion, in what you've been told over your life, top 5 most important subjects. Just right now.
Like that I've been told? Like
Math, that you've been told. Math,
science. Fucking.
Not really English kind of.
English kind of.
Social studies, history.
English is just like language building.
Yeah, like, so like LA, language arts, right? And it's like, those things are important to an extent, but why aren't we being taught, like, mortgages, taxes, finance?
Finance should be a mandatory
economy,
course.
Like all these courses, or we're not even learning about like art or like I don't know, like the funding goes to these courses that some kids don't even like chemistry, like. What the fuck, chemistry 12? Like
the childcare fucking whole course is so fucking bogus, man. Like you get a fake
months,
baby.
I know. They spend months teaching us fucking trigonometry, but not a minute teaching us how to do taxes.
Yeah. Like it should be like practical, or at least at the most individual learning. Like your kid should go to the curriculum like. Yo, I want to learn
we all went to,
about astrology.
We all went to public schools, though, right?
Yeah.
I just went to a private school.
Yeah.
I went to a private school. I wore a tie.
I fucking...
Fuck that.
I feel like our opinions also might be different if we went to a private school here.
I feel like private school kids are not as well adjusted.
Well,
no, but it's like...
Definitely not, but I just feel like there's a different perspective
learning outcome
that we're all agreeing on and all being like, yeah, this is kind of like the base term, but we don't have that other perspective.
That's why
we don't have the argument.
And,
I suppose.
And I always think back on this exact thing, and for some reason, and it's portrayed as negative in the show, but in Breaking Bad, when it shoots back to like his exams from Walter White, and all it says is like, F, apply yourself, and I'm always like, damn, that's good advice though. Like, apply yourself. Like, if you actually did apply yourself, that's like...
It was 4,000 hours, man.
4,000 hours.
Literally.
You know what I mean? And like,
he did apply.
and that's why the system asks
He applied
so
himself, made
much
some money.
As a slave.
Yeah, there's so much fucking hours
Both his
that you have to
girlfriend's
spend,
dad.
like, working under strain, you know what I mean? Like,
I gotta worry about that.
because society is like, you're coerced, you're like forced through necessity for yourself and for everybody
Society.
to like always be in it, you know what I mean? It's like, I just got this place to motivate myself because I want to be artistically creative, and it's tough when you're in your fucking bedroom at your parents' house.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to be
true.
artistically creative and
Explore
it.
There's no headspace you can put yourself in at your parents' house. You need to change the setting, the scenario.
Well,
Exactly.
have you always lived there?
No, I moved out for 2 years, but that was partying.
Yeah.
So
So this
it's
is like your first time moving out.
This is first time moving out by myself.
Yeah. So it's liberating though now.
So it's gonna be liberating to be able to explore that. Except the only
I
way
wanna
I
move
can
out, man.
the only way I can fucking pay for this is by being a slave to this job that fucking sucks. And I had a talking to in the fucking boss's office with two bosses telling me, because I'm a salesman, my numbers are low because I didn't give a shit for the last 2 months. And they're like, when your numbers are low, you don't get the slack you do when you're top salesman. So it's like, I gotta be this fucking guy that I fucking hate half the time and negotiate that and try to respect myself enough to also want to create something on my spare time, you know? So it's like 50 hours a week if you include all the like energy you put into like going to work, coming back from work, to supply yourself for being creative. And then all the other shit you have in your life. It's a broken system if you think about, like...
It's hard.
Yeah, so, like, economically, this is the system we live in. You come to accept it as an adult, and you're like, holy shit, yeah.
Holy schmokish. What I think you should do is fucking grind hard, man, make some money, save up, and then just fucking take it... like, obviously in life you can't take years off. But you can do something where it's like, once you at least have yourself... financially supported, once you have yourself rolling, then you can do something that makes money, not as much maybe as your job that you hate.
And
that's something you like doing.
I need to do another year of this job to milk it, and I fucking hate it. I hate that I do, and I hate that I got taken into the boss's office and I couldn't just speak my mind. You know, they take you into the office because your numbers are low, but they're like, they bring up the shit you didn't do right. So they're like, oh yeah, you spent like 13, you call us today, you spent like 13 minutes on this, they accuse you of your stupid shit, you're like... Okay, yeah, I did nothing all morning. So what? And then
so what if I'm a sex offender?
And then it gets to the point. It's like just make money for the business. You know what I mean?
You become a clog.
I feel like
a cog in this. You know that incredible scene. All the cogs have to be working at once. Isn't that right, Mr. What's his name? What's the last name? Mr. Incredible.
I feel like
Parker.
I feel like there's a huge unrealistic expectation for people to know what they want to do through just being told to do the same thing their whole fucking life, you know? Like, I watched this YouTube video and it was this guy who had spent, he's hanging out, starts to rain. He's like, oh, I'm fucking living in the rain, I gotta build my hut up.
Get
then
sick.
after the, like, month or whatever it is of just adjusting that he has, it's just pure internal reflection. Like, he has a family or whatever, he's like, this is the first Christmas, I'm gonna spend it with my family, and it's not like I have this extreme yearning to go back because I want to do this, but I do miss them. And you become so in tune with yourself and you lose that. Like, going through this education system, you don't really understand.
That seems like something I'd fucking do, because like, right now,
I need to do.
I take so much shit for granted, and it's so much easier said than done. Like, yo, I take this for granted. I take clean running tap water for granted. I take my family for granted, right? But you don't actually take them for granted until you do this shit, where you're isolated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, setting yourself up, separating yourself to learn about yourself and how useless we are actually by ourselves is the key to becoming a better person. And better person for yourself. I'm talking about resiliency emotionally. You know what I mean? Fucking all the things, like being physically like fit and like and using yourself physically. Like, it's things that you lose just sitting in a fucking office chair. It's things that you lose because you're so many hours of your day are dedicated to a system. You know what I mean? Life isn't a system. And there's so little time in this life we have here in Vancouver that you can actually dedicate to whatever you want to explore, that you don't know yourself. You don't know what you're made of. You don't know what you do on an island for 365 days if you're by yourself. You don't even think it's possible. You don't even think... You have so little time to rely on yourself to be creative that, like, you put... And this is, for me, is, like, I always try to be creative and do things. And it's like, you will go, try to be creative, and you will fail 5 times out of 6 to be creative and activate the side of yourself that is a child that was singular and had no trouble accessing it. Because so much of you is spent in these organizations dedicating yourself to the mandate, to the agenda of other people. So if you go to school and you spend 4,000 hours on math, you spend it actually as yourself the whole time. You were there the whole time being yourself, and what you spent your time on was whatever you thought was most important, and it wasn't math the whole time. You know what I mean?
It was just
and
like
so you learn to distract yourself in that context, and every other context in your life taking up all your energy every day, and you start these days that you think are worthless in your life, you're spending no time developing something creatively, because your creativity is not valued in any of the systems that are made for profit, which you are.
And then
made for profit.
And then because that happens,
and you go home and you log into social media, and it's a consumer space, and what you scroll on is made for profit.
You can't.
You have no time.
Dude, this is going fucking full circle right now.
You have no time.
Holy shit.
You have no time for yourself. So it's like, this whole collective thing we talk about every fucking episode is all about you having no time for yourself. Who the fuck are you? And that's why we all take everything for granted, and that's why our generation is fucked, because we have gone fully into it. Because the more into it you go, the harder you learn
the reliance on others has become such a part that it's like we're all together now. And it's fucked because we are losing touch of ourselves.
Go back to Lord of the Flies, man.
I want to fucking live on a fucking island in isolation now. Because, think about it.
Dude, I'll send you the...
Think about it. Actually send it to me. Because think about it. How much fucking time do you just count down the fucking years? Oh, fucking 2018 went by pretty quick, didn't it? Oh my god, look at 2019's at fucking September already.
Yeah,
we're fucking just doing our daily routine. Oh, go to work, go to school. Do that.
Are you even conscious? Like, during the whole
thing? You don't fucking know.
We could all be plugged into the Matrix. And
this fucking year went by so quick. I thought 2018 went by so quick. I thought 2017 went by. 2016, that's maybe a stretch. But 2019 went by the fastest I've ever seen it go.
Yeah.
4 months.
It will always go faster.
I know,
because
that's
you're
what I mean.
older.
Till you're fucking dead.
Well-
Till you're 100, you're sitting there on your fucking recliner, having a stroke with no one there to save you. Because at the end of the day, mate, listen, at the end of the fucking day, you become isolated.
Yeah.
You're
And
fucking.
all you fucking
you're
did was
100
stroke off the whole
And until,
time.
and until
Fucking
you fucking
100.
do that isolation and learn how to like fucking be okay with who you are as a person, you're not gonna be okay with who you are as
You're
a
not.
person, and you're just gonna be living life so fucking like
It's
like,
fucking full circle.
Like, what's the fucking
And we're all just stroking ourselves off the whole time with the
Fucking
porn.
dicks.
And it's like, what?
I know. It's like I think it's I want to say mahogany, but that's a color.
Mahogany.
Misogyny.
It's a
It's also
fucking
wood.
mahogany. Monogamous.
Monogamous? I don't know. Either way,
I don't know too many
I
words.
think that's actually a pretty good idea because I feel like it's time to start reflecting. Well, maybe not now.
Well, Lucas,
Dude, every
we took
time-
you on the hike and you look like you'd never been in the woods before. That's the belly. No, I'm talking about like, wasn't that fucking eye-opening for you in a way?
Listen, man, I've been in the woods plenty of times.
No.
I've been on
Listen,
hikes
man.
before. I just gained a few pounds, alright? The uphills, I was struggling. I was struggling up the hill.
But it was definitely a good
Whenever it
time.
was flatter downhill, I kept up with you guys. Just the uphill, as soon as there's any incline. Woo!
Dude, the incline fucked me too, man.
I feel
I couldn't do that shit.
I feel like because also there's such a limited focus on actual creativity and freedom because we kind of have so much accessibility to everything. We're like a generation kind of engineered around convenience. We got fucking skip the dishes. We got fucking groceries delivered to your
I
fucking
fucking
door.
hate that.
And
I
it's-
hate that. I despise that so much.
It's a
too convenient.
based society.
Dude, we're living in,
exactly.
we're living in a
Everything
fucking
is
Black Mirror episode, and it's
Everything-
happening right now.
Everything that people
It's
the fucking robot bees will fucks with me. No, okay.
and everything you want is comfort based. It's like comfort is everything. People talk to me about their fucking like bed they want to buy, and I go fuck you, and I don't agree with them, and I actually get mad about the bed they want to buy because I'm like, don't you think your life is comfortable enough? Don't you want
That's why I went to IKEA. I bought the cheapest
don't you want
fucking
pain
bed
in
at
your
IKEA.
back to realize how useless you fucking are?
Dude, I went
No,
to
you just
IKEA.
want
I
it to
bought
get
the
softer and
cheapest
softer.
fucking
Softer and softer.
double
until
bed.
you can leave
It is
that
made out of
dream.
fucking wood. There's no spring.
And
There's
never
no
have to
spring.
use
You sit
those
on it, it's like
fucking
sitting on a
muscles.
fucking futon. It's so bad, and my ass hurts so bad. You know how I was talking about how my ass hurts at work? Because I was been sitting, I feel like I have a hernia. It's my bed. My bed has caused me to have like hip problems at 19. I have fucking baby boomer hips, baby boomer knees, and a baby boomer fucking right glute. I can't get out of my fucking bed on time. And I've come to notice it. I've taken my ass for granted. Because I just sit on it all day, right? I've taken it. No, I'm not even kidding.
You got
I'm
a
not
nice
even
booty,
You got a nice
too.
ass.
Dude, it
bro.
fucking
Don't take that
hurts.
shit for granted.
I never take shit for granted. I take
Feels
shit
as
for
calcium deposits.
Let me feel that.
Ah!
Let me feel that.
Well, we're gonna have
Yeah,
to
my
edit
love,
this
my love.
episode.
Damn.
Fucking
It's a easy A, bro.
As if it's some calcium.
What the fuck is that, right?
Calcium deposit, baby.
That's what I think.
That's just a zit on your ear.
I have one in my ear right now. You can't see
Yeah,
it.
those suck so
Yeah,
bad.
it's like the
suck
fucking.
because you can't pop it.
No, you can't even listen to music. You can't even listen to fucking music. I put my headphones in.
For some reason, it hurts. You try touching it, and fucking it hurts like
Yeah, it hurts like a dick in my ass. Karen.
There's no
So
more.
it feels great.
There's no more fucking
Hey,
Jerry
man.
Seinfelds, man. Trying to write one joke a day, every single day, because they're just.
Well, there are people like that. It's just they don't get
To be
recognition.
fair-
They don't get recognition.
He may have written one joke a day, but they're mostly garbage.
That's fucking true.
I'm just
It's
saying.
fucking true.
I'm just saying though. It's like
Even his good jokes weren't even that
no
good.
one.
No, he's so casual.
You like airplane food?
No one's.
Yeah, he looks- he looks
got
like
the spunk anymore.
He looks like the guy that
People
wrote
have
a
spunk.
joke a
It's just
day,
that
you know
no
what I
one
mean?
cares about spunk anymore. The only thing that fucking people care about is cat videos and fucking just like Instagram,
So-
titties, and fucking yo.
Hey,
You wanna live an
don't
easy-
go diss Instagram things.
No, you want to live an easy
I'm a big
life?
fan.
So you're gonna get a.
Tell us to any fucking yo, mute this fucking mic. Tell us to any fucking waitress you go to browse. Tell us to any fucking waitress. They're good looking enough to make money just selling their boobs. Think about it. They go on
Someone-
Instagram. They wear bikinis.
We don't get that privilege.
We don't get that fucking privilege. Yo, they get
Are
sponsored.
you jealous though? Come on.
I'd be fucking
Are
jealous.
you jealous?
Dude, they can live a comfortable life. They can have a Fallout plan whenever they like. In this time of fucking day, they can go get 24K
No.
fucking followers on Insta
Not jealous.
whenever they want. Whenever they want. All they have to do, sign a fucking swimsuit deal.
No.
Yeah,
Sign a
literally.
swimsuit deal. They get fucking Cliff Bar ads, and they're fucking done
You
for
want
life.
to know something even worse?
What's that?
My friend, his sister, is an Instagram model.
How old
Now
is
there
she?
is so much.
How old is she? She my age?
No, she's like 25. So there is such a following within just being popular on Instagram.
All they have to
and
do
what,
is be hot.
and what
Yeah.
you can do with that, where she posted bikini photos.
Women are hot. Every single one of them is bangable.
I don't know about that. Listen, motherfuckers. So she posts bikini photos, and that is what she does
Rest in peace, the brother.
to represent
Yep.
herself.
Yep.
And now
It's
through
it's a
that,
marketing
she
ploy.
has gone enough of a following or whatever, where she's going out meeting fucking Snoop Dogg and celebrities because she's posting naked or nude pictures of herself
Dude.
on Instagram, showcasing certain clothes or
Think
whatever.
about how many people jerk off to
Why?
her though.
Why?
Dude, that'd be fucked.
Why would you want to live that life, and what do you think of yourself when you're living that life? I don't know. I'm not a fucking Instagram model. Sure, the money, but if you're only driven by money, you don't fucking respect
I'm just
yourself
saying,
or other people.
it's a Fallout plan. It's a Fallout plan. It's
Well,
perfect.
It's
Fallout
almost
plan.
like a fucking goddamn when people would die from the dumbest shit. It's the Darwin the Darwin Awards, right? It's like some
the
fucking
Darwinism.
some guy steals something from a store,
The guy who one guy
knocks himself out on the way out.
he
you know?
fucked some chick
It's like, well,
on a mountain. He
think
got
about
struck
it,
by lightning, and the condom fucking melted on his dick. You hear about that Darwin Award? Anyways,
That's not even your fault. That's not natural selection. That's
is, man.
divine intervention.
That's God. That is God.
he was fucking. He was fucking on a mountain during a thunderstorm. He had it coming. He had it coming. Yo, would you fuck someone on a
Something.
mountain storm
Yes.
Hundy P.
with a condom on?
Okay, no.
Not with the condom on.
Who brings a condom to a mountain?
That's what I'm saying.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Okay, he's wearing a condom.
What did you just say? KK.
White hood. Okay.
Are people dying because of this?
Hey, yo.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
We don't even wear these.
Yes.
I stopped wearing rubbers. I saw ya.
All right. So I feel like we don't take pauses in our podcast. I feel like this has gotten a little energetic. There's no topic of focus here. We strayed away from the comedians.
I feel like
we strayed away.
the pauses are the black screen.
So we
You're
need
just
to
editing.
fucking take a 2-minute, finish our beers, go outside and vape, come back, because we were talking about some really solid stuff with the George Carlin, and then how it transitioned into our fucking society, and how we were all like
That
led to
whole
believe things.
Mantis speech about that isolation.
Super solid.
That was
Yeah.
a solid speech.
Dude.
Okay, I'm a pause.